My day in London. Hello, my name is Anna. I am a student of English. This is my story. Today, I go to London. It is a sunny day. I take the train. On the train, I see two men. The men sit next to me. They speak English. I listen to them. I do not understand much. I am a beginner in English. I know a few words. I smile and say, hello. The men smile back. I tell them, I am learning English. They say, that is good. Our conversation is simple. They are kind. When we reach London, I say goodbye to the men. I feel happy. I understand a little more English now. I walk to my English class. My teacher is very nice. She helps me a lot. I love learning English. In London, I visit many places. I see Big Ben in the London Eye. I eat fish and chips. It is very tasty. I take many photos. I go back home in the evening. I am tired but happy. I had a great day in London. My English class. Hello again. It's me, Anna. Today, I want to tell you about my English class. In the morning, I go to my English school. The school is big and nice. My classroom is on the second floor. I meet my teacher, Miss Jane. She is very friendly. She smiles a lot. There are 10 students in my class. They come from different countries. We all want to learn English. My best friend in the class is Maria. She is from Spain. We sit together and help each other. In class, we learn new words and sentences. Miss Jane writes on the board. We listen and repeat after her. Sometimes, we play games. It is fun. We also read short stories and answer questions. Miss Jane helps us when we don't understand. Today, we learn about the weather. Miss Jane shows us pictures of sunny, rainy, and snowy days. We practice saying, it is sunny, and it is raining. We also talk about our favorite weather. I like sunny days. Maria likes rainy days. After class, Maria and I go to a cafe. We practice English together. We say, can I have a coffee, please? The waiter understands us. We are happy. We feel more confident. In the evening, I go home. I do my homework. I write new words in my notebook. I want to remember them. Learning English is fun. I like my teacher and my classmates. I can't wait for the next class. Exploring London. Let me tell you about exploring London. After my English class, I decide to explore the city. I walk around and see many amazing things. First, I visit Buckingham Palace. It is very big and beautiful. I take lots of pictures with the guards. Next, I go to Trafalgar Square. There is a tall statue in the middle. It is called Nelson's Column. I learn about Admiral Nelson and his famous battles. It is interesting. Then, I walk along the River Thames. I see Tower Bridge and the Tower of London. The bridge is open, and I watch a boat pass through. It is exciting. I feel hungry, so I find a restaurant. I order a traditional English meal, roast beef with Yorkshire pudding. It is delicious. I also try sticky toffee pudding for dessert. Yum! In the afternoon, I visit the British Museum. It is huge. I see many old artifacts from different countries. I learn about ancient Egypt and the Rosetta Stone. It is like traveling back in time. As the sun sets, I go to Covent Garden. There are street performers and shops. I watch a magician and buy souvenirs for my friends and family. Finally, I take the tube back to my apartment. I am tired but happy. London is an amazing city with so much to see and do. I can't wait to explore more tomorrow. Meeting new friends. Hey there, let me tell you about meeting new friends in London. One day, I decide to join a language exchange group. I want to practice English and meet new people. I find a group online and sign up for their next meeting. I arrive at the cafe where the group is meeting. There are people from all over the world. I feel excited but a little nervous. I see a friendly-looking girl sitting alone, so I walk over and introduce myself. Her name is Emily, and she is from Canada. We start talking and soon become friends. Emily helps me practice my English, and I teach her some words in my language. It's fun. I also meet other people in the group. There's Carlos from Brazil, Sarah from France, and Ahmed from Egypt. We have a great time chatting and laughing together. After the meeting, Emily invites me to join her for a walk in the park. We talk about our lives, our dreams, and our favorite things to do. I feel like I've known her forever. As we walk, we see a group of musicians playing in the park. We stop to listen and even dance a little. It's a magical moment, and I'm grateful for my new friends and the experiences we share. When it's time to say goodbye, we exchange contact information. I feel happy and excited to have met such wonderful people. London truly is a place where you can make friends from all over the world. A day at the park. On a sunny Saturday morning, I decide to visit Hyde Park. It's a beautiful green space in the heart of the city. I pack a picnic basket with sandwiches, fruit, and juice, and head out for a day of relaxation. When I arrive at the park, I find a nice spot under a shady tree. I spread out a blanket and sit down to enjoy the peaceful surroundings. There are people jogging, cycling, and walking their dogs. Children play on the playground nearby, laughing and shouting with joy. I take out my book and start reading. It's a captivating story that takes me on an adventure to far-off lands. The gentle breeze rustles the pages as I immerse myself in the world of fiction. After a while, I feel hungry, so I unpack my picnic and enjoy a leisurely lunch. The sandwiches are delicious, and the fresh fruit is refreshing. I sip on my juice and watch the ducks swimming in the nearby pond. As the afternoon wears on, I decide to explore more of the park. I stroll along the paths, admiring the beautiful flowers and lush greenery. I come across a serene lake where people are rowing boats. It's a tranquil scene that fills me with peace. As the sun begins to set, I find a quiet spot to sit and watch the colors change in the sky. The golden hues of the sunset paint a breathtaking picture, and I feel grateful to be alive in this moment. Reluctantly, I pack up my things and head home as the sky turns dark. It's been a wonderful day at the park, full of relaxation and beauty. I can't wait to come back again soon. A visit to the museum. On a cloudy Sunday morning, I decide to explore the art and history of London by visiting the famous British Museum. I've heard so much about it and I'm excited to see it for myself. As I step inside the grand entrance, I'm greeted by towering columns and a sense of awe. The museum is vast, with halls and galleries stretching out in every direction. I pick up a map to help me navigate and start my journey through time. First, I visit the Egyptian galleries. I'm amazed by the ancient artifacts on display: mummies, sarcophagi, and hieroglyphics. I learn about the pharaohs and gods of ancient Egypt, their beliefs and customs. It's like stepping back in time to a mysterious and fascinating world. Next, I explore the Greek and Roman galleries. I see statues of gods and goddesses, pottery, and jewelry from centuries ago. I learn about the myths and legends of these ancient civilizations, their heroes and warriors. It's incredible to think about the lives of people who lived so long ago. I also visit the Asian galleries, where I see beautiful sculptures, paintings, and textiles from China, Japan, and India. I'm struck by the richness and diversity of Asian culture, and I take my time admiring each masterpiece. In the afternoon, I make my way to the British History galleries. I learn about kings and queens, battles and wars, inventions and discoveries. I see artifacts from medieval times, the Tudor era, and the Victorian age. It's like a journey through the pages of history books, and I feel grateful to be able to experience it firsthand. As the day draws to a close, I sit down in the museum cafe to rest my feet and reflect on everything I've seen. I feel a sense of wonder and gratitude for the opportunity to learn and explore. With a contented sigh, I leave the museum and make my way home. It's been a day filled with discovery and inspiration, and I can't wait to come back and explore more of London's treasures. A stroll through Camden Market. On a bright Saturday morning, I decide to explore one of London's most vibrant and eclectic neighborhoods. Camden is known for its colorful street art, lively music scene, and bustling market. As I step off the tube and into the heart of Camden, I'm immediately struck by the energy and creativity all around me. The streets are filled with people from all walks of life, tourists, locals, artists, musicians, and more. I start my day by wandering through the market stalls, each one bursting with unique treasures. There are handmade crafts, vintage clothing, quirky accessories, and so much more. I feel like a kid in a candy store, eager to explore every nook and cranny. As I browse the stalls, I strike up conversations with the friendly vendors. They tell me stories about their products, their passions, and their lives in Camden. I learn about the history of the market and its role in shaping the neighborhood's identity. Next, I make my way to the food section of the market. The air is filled with mouth-watering aromas, sizzling burgers, spicy curries, freshly baked pastries. I can't resist trying a little bit of everything. I sample falafel wraps, gourmet cupcakes, and exotic smoothies. Each bite is a burst of flavor, and I'm in foodie heaven. After indulging in some delicious treats, I continue my exploration of Camden. I wander down side streets and alleyways, marveling at the colorful murals adorning the walls. Street performers entertain the crowds with music, dance, and acrobatics. The atmosphere is electric, and I can't help but dance along to the rhythm of the city. As the sun begins to set, I find a cozy cafe to relax and unwind. I sip on a cup of hot chocolate and watch the world go by. I feel grateful to be in this vibrant and eclectic neighborhood, surrounded by creativity and diversity. As I make my way home, I reflect on the day's adventures. Camden has captured my heart with its charm and energy, and I know that I'll be back again soon to explore more of its hidden gems. A day trip to Greenwich. On a sunny Sunday morning, I decide to venture out of central London and explore the charming neighborhood of Greenwich. I've heard about its rich history, beautiful parks, and stunning views of the city skyline, so I'm eager to see it for myself. I start my journey by taking a leisurely stroll along the Thames path, enjoying the picturesque scenery along the riverbank. The sun casts a golden glow on the water, and I feel a sense of peace and tranquility wash over me. As I approach Greenwich, I'm greeted by the iconic sight of the Cutty Sark, a historic sailing ship preserved as a museum. I marvel at its majestic beauty and imagine what life must have been like for the sailors who once navigated the high seas aboard this magnificent vessel. Next, I make my way to the Royal Observatory, perched atop a hill in Greenwich Park. The climb is steep, but the panoramic views of London are well worth the effort. From here, I can see the majestic domes of the old Royal Naval College, the towering skyscrapers of Canary Wharf, and the majestic River Thames winding its way through the city. Inside the observatory, I learn about the history of timekeeping and navigation. I stand astride the prime meridian, with one foot in the eastern hemisphere and the other in the western hemisphere. It's a surreal experience, knowing that I'm standing at the very center of the world. After exploring the observatory, I take a leisurely stroll through Greenwich Park, enjoying the lush greenery and blooming flowers. I pass by groups of picnickers, families flying kites, and couples taking romantic walks hand in hand. It's a scene straight out of a postcard, and I feel grateful to be able to experience it firsthand. As the day draws to a close, I make my way back to central London, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated by my day in Greenwich. It's been a day filled with history, beauty, and adventure, and I know that I'll treasure the memories for years to come. A night at the theater. As a lover of the arts, I'm always on the lookout for new and exciting performances to attend. So, when I heard about a production of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream playing in the West End, I knew I had to see it. I arrive at the theater early to pick up my ticket and soak in the atmosphere. The theater is buzzing with excitement as people gather to watch the show. I take my seat and wait eagerly for the performance to begin. As the lights dim and the curtain rises, I'm transported into the enchanting world of Shakespeare's comedy. The stage is set with lush greenery and twinkling fairy lights, creating a magical ambience that captivates the audience from the very first moment. The actors bring the characters to life with their passionate performances and impeccable delivery of Shakespeare's poetic language. I find myself laughing at the antics of the mischievous fairies, sympathizing with the star-crossed lovers, and marveling at the wit and wisdom of the bumbling amateur actors. As the play unfolds, I become completely immersed in the story, forgetting about the outside world for a few precious hours. Time seems to stand still as I lose myself in the beauty of the language and the power of the performances. When the final curtain falls and the applause dies down, I find myself reluctant to leave the theater. The magic of the performance lingers in the air, and I feel a sense of awe and wonder at the transformative power of art. As I make my way home, I reflect on the evening's experience with a smile on my face. It's been a night to remember, a night filled with laughter, love, and the timeless beauty of Shakespeare's words. A day in Notting Hill. On a sunny Saturday morning, I set out to discover one of London's most charming and vibrant neighborhoods. Notting Hill is famous for its pastel-colored houses, quirky boutiques, and bustling markets, and I can't wait to soak up the atmosphere. I start my day with a leisurely stroll along Portobello Road, the heart of Notting Hill. The street is lined with rows of charming shops and cafes, each one more inviting than the last. I browse through antique stores, vintage clothing shops, and artisanal bakeries, taking in the sights, sounds, and smells of this lively thoroughfare. As I wander deeper into the neighborhood, I come across the bustling Portobello Road Market. The air is filled with the tantalizing aroma of street food, and the sound of vendors hawking their wares fills the air. I meander through the stalls, sampling delicious treats like freshly baked pastries, gourmet cheeses, and exotic spices. Next, I make my way to the famous Notting Hill bookshop, immortalized in the movie of the same name. The shop is cozy and inviting, with shelves overflowing with books of every genre imaginable. I lose myself in the aisles, browsing through the titles and discovering hidden gems I never knew existed. Feeling hungry, I stop for lunch at a charming cafe tucked away on a side street. I order a hearty bowl of soup and a crusty baguette, savoring every bite as I watch the world go by outside. After lunch, I continue my exploration of Notting Hill, wandering through its picturesque streets and admiring the beautiful architecture. I come across the iconic pastel-colored houses that the neighborhood is famous for, snapping photos to capture the beauty of this unique corner of London. As the sun begins to set, I find a cozy pub to relax and unwind. I sip on a pint of local ale and strike up a conversation with the friendly locals, swapping stories and sharing laughs late into the evening. As I make my way home, I can't help but smile at the memories I've made today. Notting Hill may be just a neighborhood, but to me, it's a world of charm, beauty, and endless possibility. A day by the River Thames. On a sunny Sunday morning, I decide to spend the day exploring the banks of the River Thames. I've always been drawn to the water, and I'm excited to see what adventures await me along London's iconic river. I start my day by taking a stroll along the south bank, enjoying the stunning views of the city skyline reflected in the shimmering waters of the Thames. The air is crisp and fresh, and I feel a sense of peace and tranquility wash over me as I walk. As I wander, I come across the iconic London Eye, towering above the river like a giant Ferris wheel. I decide to take a ride and see the city from above. The views from the top are breathtaking, with landmarks like Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, and St. Paul's Cathedral spread out below me like a miniature model. After my ride on the London Eye, I continue my journey along the riverbank, passing by historic landmarks like Shakespeare's Globe Theatre and the Tate Modern Art Gallery. I stop to admire the street performers and artists who line the embankment, entertaining passers-by with their talent and creativity. Feeling hungry, I stop for lunch at a riverside cafe and enjoy a delicious meal with a view. I watch the boats passing by on the river, from sleek speedboats to majestic river cruisers. There's something magical about being by the water, and I feel grateful to be able to experience it in the heart of London. In the afternoon, I decide to take a cruise along the river, exploring further afield and seeing more of the city from a different perspective. The boat glides gracefully along the water, passing under historic bridges like Tower Bridge and London Bridge. I listen to the guide's commentary, learning about the history and landmarks of the river. As the sun begins to set, I disembark from the cruise and make my way back to dry land. The sky is painted in shades of pink and orange, casting a warm glow over the city. I take one last look at the river, feeling grateful for the day of adventure and beauty it has given me. A visit to the Tower of London. Hello again, it's Anna, back with another exciting adventure to share. Today, let me take you on a journey through history with a visit to the Tower of London. On a crisp morning, I make my way to this iconic fortress, eager to explore its storied past and discover the secrets hidden within its ancient walls. As I approach the tower, I'm struck by its imposing presence. Its stone walls rise high into the sky, a formidable reminder of its role as a royal palace, prison, and fortress throughout the centuries. I join a guided tour led by a knowledgeable yeoman warder, or beefeater, who regales us with tales of the tower's turbulent history. I learn about its origins as a royal residence built by William the Conqueror, its use as a prison for traitors and political prisoners, and its storied past as a place of intrigue, betrayal, and royal intrigue. We visit the iconic White Tower, home to the Royal Armory's collection, where I marvel at the gleaming suits of armor and ancient weapons on display. I imagine what it must have been like to don one of these suits and go into battle, fighting for king and country. Next, we explore the medieval towers and gatehouses that dot the perimeter of the fortress. I climb to the top of the battlements and gaze out over the city, marveling at the stunning views of the River Thames and the surrounding skyline. We visit the infamous Traitor's Gate, where prisoners were brought into the tower by boat to face their fate. I shiver at the thought of the many souls who passed through these gates, their lives forever changed by their time within these walls. Finally, we visit the Jewel House, home to the crown jewels of the United Kingdom. I'm awestruck by the dazzling display of diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, each one more exquisite than the last. I feel a sense of pride knowing that these treasures are a symbol of our nation's history and heritage. As I leave the tower, I can't help but feel a sense of awe and reverence for this historic landmark. It's been a day filled with discovery and wonder, and I know that the memories of my visit will stay with me forever. An afternoon in Kensington Gardens. Hello once more. It's Anna, ready to share another delightful adventure with you. Today, let me take you on a tranquil journey through Kensington Gardens. On a sunny afternoon, I decide to escape the hustle and bustle of the city and seek solace in the peaceful surroundings of this beautiful royal park. As I enter through the wrought iron gates, I'm greeted by the sight of lush greenery, colorful flowers, and towering trees swaying gently in the breeze. I start my exploration by strolling along the winding pathways that crisscross the park, taking in the sights and sounds of nature all around me. I pass by serene ponds where ducks glide gracefully across the water, and vibrant flower beds bursting with blooms of every hue imaginable. As I wander deeper into the park, I come across the magnificent Kensington Palace, once home to royalty and now a museum open to the public. I pause to admire its grand facade and imagine the lives of the kings and queens who once walked these hallowed halls. Next, I make my way to the iconic Italian Gardens, a peaceful oasis of tranquility in the heart of the park. I sit on a bench overlooking the ornamental pond and listen to the soothing sound of cascading water, feeling a sense of calm wash over me. Feeling hungry, I stop for a picnic on the grassy lawns, spreading out a blanket and enjoying a delicious meal in the dappled sunlight. I watch as families play games, couples stroll hand in hand, and children chase after butterflies, their laughter echoing through the air. After lunch, I visit the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Playground, a whimsical wonderland inspired by the late princess's love of children. I watch as little ones climb, slide, and explore the imaginative play structures, their faces alight with joy and wonder. As the afternoon draws to a close, I reluctantly bid farewell to Kensington Gardens, feeling rejuvenated and refreshed by my time spent in this enchanting green space. It's been a day filled with beauty, serenity, and moments of pure bliss, and I know that I'll treasure the memories for years to come. A visit to St. Paul's Cathedral. On a bright and sunny morning, I make my way to this magnificent cathedral, eager to explore its grandeur and learn about its rich history. As I approach the towering dome of St. Paul's, I'm struck by its beauty and majesty. Its gleaming white facade and intricate carvings stand out against the backdrop of the bustling city. I join a guided tour led by a knowledgeable docent, who leads us through the cathedral's impressive interior. We enter the cavernous nave, with its soaring columns and vaulted ceilings, and I'm awestruck by the sense of space and grandeur. We visit the Whispering Gallery, a circular balcony high above the nave where whispers can be heard on the opposite side. I try it for myself, whispering a message to a friend on the other side of the gallery and marveling at how clearly it can be heard. Next, we climb the winding staircase to the top of the dome, where we're rewarded with breathtaking views of the city skyline. I gaze out over the rooftops of London, spotting landmarks like the London Eye, the Shard, and the River Thames winding its way through the heart of the city. Descending back to ground level, we visit the crypt, the final resting place of many famous figures from British history, including Admiral Nelson and Sir Christopher Wren, the architect of St. Paul's. I pay my respects to these great men and women, feeling a sense of reverence for their contributions to our nation's history. Before leaving, I take a moment to sit in quiet contemplation in the cathedral's beautiful chapel, offering a prayer of gratitude for the opportunity to experience the beauty and serenity of this sacred place. As I emerge from St. Paul's into the bustling streets of London, I feel a sense of peace and renewal wash over me. It's been a day filled with wonder and awe, and I know that the memories of my visit to St. Paul's Cathedral will stay with me forever. A day of exploration in Covent Garden. On a bustling weekday morning, I make my way to Covent Garden, eager to immerse myself in its lively atmosphere and discover its hidden gems. As I step off the tube and into the heart of Covent Garden, I'm immediately greeted by the hustle and bustle of the famous piazza. The air is filled with the tantalizing aroma of street food, the sound of laughter and music, and the vibrant energy of the crowds. I start my day by exploring the bustling market stalls that line the cobblestone streets, browsing through a colorful array of artisanal crafts, unique gifts, and gourmet treats. I chat with the friendly vendors, learning about their products and stories, and picking up a few souvenirs to take home with me. Next, I make my way to the iconic Covent Garden Market building, a beautiful Victorian structure that houses a variety of shops, restaurants, and entertainment venues. I wander through its elegant halls, marveling at the stunning architecture and vibrant atmosphere. Feeling hungry, I stop for lunch at one of the many charming cafes and eateries that dot the neighborhood. I indulge in a delicious meal of British classics like fish and chips, washed down with a refreshing pint of ale. The food is delicious, and the ambience is lively and inviting. After lunch, I explore the surrounding streets and alleys, discovering hidden courtyards, quaint shops, and historic landmarks at every turn. I stumble upon the famous Neal's Yard, a colorful enclave tucked away from the main thoroughfare, and spend some time exploring its charming shops and cafes. As the afternoon wears on, I make my way to the Covent Garden Apple Market, where I watch street performers entertain the crowds with their music, magic, and acrobatics. I join the gathered spectators, clapping and cheering along with the rest of the audience. As the sun begins to set, I reluctantly bid farewell to Covent Garden, feeling grateful for the day of exploration and discovery it has given me. It's been a day filled with laughter, excitement, and unforgettable moments, and I know that the memories will stay with me for years to come. An evening at the West End Theatre. As the sun sets over the city, I make my way to one of the iconic theatres in London's bustling West End. The streets are alive with energy and excitement, as theatergoers from all walks of life gather to experience the magic of live performance. I've been eagerly anticipating this evening for weeks, ever since I purchased tickets to see a highly acclaimed production of a classic musical. As I take my seat in the opulent auditorium, I can feel the anticipation building in the air. As the lights dim and the curtains rise, I'm transported into a world of music, dance, and drama. The talented cast takes to the stage, bringing the story to life with their powerful performances and stunning choreography. From the opening number to the final curtain call, I'm captivated by the magic unfolding before me. The music swells, the lights dance across the stage, and for a few precious hours, I lose myself in the beauty of the performance. As the final notes of the last song fade away, the audience erupts into applause, cheering, and whistling in appreciation of the incredible talent on display. I join in, clapping and cheering with all my heart, grateful for the opportunity to experience such an unforgettable evening. As I make my way out of the theater, my heart is full and my spirits are soaring. It's been a night to remember, a night filled with laughter, tears, and moments of pure magic. And as I step back out into the bustling streets of the West End, I know that the memories of this evening will stay with me forever. A day at the London Zoo. On a sunny morning, I make my way to this iconic zoo, eager to discover the incredible diversity of animal life from around the world. As I enter through the gates, I'm greeted by the sight of exotic birds soaring overhead and playful monkeys swinging from tree to tree. The air is alive with the sounds of chirping, roaring, and chattering, creating a symphony of wildlife that fills me with excitement and wonder. I start my day by exploring the various animal exhibits scattered throughout the zoo. I visit the majestic lions and tigers prowling in their enclosures, the graceful giraffes munching on leaves from towering trees, and the playful penguins diving and splashing in their icy pool. Next, I make my way to the reptile house, where I come face to face with creatures like snakes, lizards, and crocodiles. I marvel at their unique features and adaptations, feeling a mixture of awe and fascination as I observe these ancient reptiles up close. Feeling hungry, I stop for lunch at one of the zoo's charming cafes, where I enjoy a delicious meal surrounded by lush greenery and the sounds of nature. I watch as families and children laugh and play, their faces alight with joy and wonder. After lunch, I visit the zoo's conservation areas, where I learn about the important work being done to protect endangered species and their habitats. I'm inspired by the dedication and passion of the zookeepers and conservationists, and I feel grateful to be able to support their efforts. As the day draws to a close, I take one last stroll through the zoo, savoring the sights and sounds of the natural world around me. I bid farewell to the animals, promising to return again soon to continue my adventure. As I make my way home, I feel a sense of fulfillment and contentment, knowing that I've spent the day surrounded by the beauty and wonder of the animal kingdom. It's been a day to remember, a day filled with discovery, learning, and the joy of connecting with nature. A day of exploration in the Borough Market. On a bright and bustling morning, I make my way to this renowned food market, eager to explore its labyrinth of stalls and sample its culinary delights. As I step into the market, I'm greeted by a symphony of aromas: the rich scent of freshly baked bread, the tantalizing aroma of sizzling meats, and the sweet fragrance of ripe fruits and vegetables. My mouth waters in anticipation as I begin my journey through this food lover's paradise. I start my exploration by wandering through the rows of stalls, each one offering a tempting array of gourmet treats from around the world. I sample artisanal cheeses, crusty loaves of bread, and fragrant spices, savoring each bite and relishing the explosion of flavors on my palate. Next, I make my way to the bustling street food section of the market, where vendors dish up a mouth-watering array of international cuisine. I indulge in a steaming bowl of fragrant curry, a crispy falafel wrap stuffed with fresh salad and creamy hummus, and a decadent chocolate brownie topped with creamy gelato. Feeling refreshed and energized, I continue my exploration of the market, stumbling upon hidden gems like a quaint coffee shop tucked away in a quiet corner and a charming flower stall overflowing with blooms of every color. As the day wears on, I take a moment to sit and relax in one of the market's outdoor seating areas, soaking in the vibrant atmosphere and watching the world go by. I chat with fellow market goers, swapping stories and recommendations, and soaking up the sense of community that permeates the air. As the sun begins to set and the crowds begin to thin, I reluctantly bid farewell to the borough market, feeling grateful for the day of exploration and discovery it has given me. It's been a day filled with delicious food, lively conversation, and unforgettable memories, and I know that I'll cherish the experience for years to come. A day of relaxation in Hampstead Heath. On a tranquil morning, I make my way to this vast and beautiful park, eager to explore its rolling hills, lush woodlands, and tranquil ponds. As I enter through the gates, I'm immediately struck by the sense of peace and tranquility that permeates the air. The sounds of the city fade away, replaced by the gentle rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the distant murmur of flowing water. I start my day with a leisurely stroll along one of the park's many winding pathways, taking in the sights and sounds of nature all around me. I pass by fields of wildflowers, ancient trees swaying in the breeze, and serene ponds where ducks glide gracefully across the water. Next, I make my way to Parliament Hill, one of the highest points in the park, where I'm rewarded with breathtaking views of the London skyline stretching out before me. I sit on a bench and soak in the beauty of the panorama, feeling grateful for the opportunity to experience such a tranquil oasis in the heart of the city. Feeling hungry, I stop for a picnic on the grassy lawns, spreading out a blanket and enjoying a delicious meal surrounded by the beauty of nature. I watch as families and friends gather nearby, laughing and chatting as they enjoy their own picnics and leisurely afternoons in the park. After lunch, I continue my exploration of Hampstead Heath, wandering through its enchanting woodlands and meadows, and discovering hidden gems like the charming Hampstead Ponds and the historic Kenwood House. As the day draws to a close, I find a quiet spot by the water's edge and sit in quiet contemplation, watching the sun set over the horizon and feeling a sense of peace wash over me. It's been a day of relaxation, rejuvenation, and connection with nature, and I know that the memories of my time in Hampstead Heath will stay with me for years to come. A day of art and culture at the Tate Modern. On a bright and breezy morning, I make my way to this iconic art museum, eager to explore its vast collection of contemporary and modern art. As I enter the museum's sleek and spacious galleries, I'm immediately struck by the sense of creativity and innovation that fills the air. The walls are adorned with paintings, sculptures, and installations from some of the world's most renowned artists, each one a testament to the power of human expression and imagination. I start my day by wandering through the museum's permanent collection, marveling at masterpieces by artists like Pablo Picasso, Henry Matisse, and Salvador Dali. I lose myself in the vibrant colors, bold shapes, and thought-provoking imagery, feeling inspired and moved by the beauty and diversity of the artwork on display. Next, I make my way to the museum's special exhibitions, where I discover cutting-edge works by emerging artists and thought-provoking installations that challenge the boundaries of traditional art forms. I engage with interactive displays, attend artist talks and lectures, and immerse myself in the creative energy that permeates the space. Feeling hungry, I stop for lunch at the museum's stylish cafe, where I enjoy a delicious meal surrounded by panoramic views of the city skyline. I chat with fellow art enthusiasts, sharing insights and observations about the works we've seen and the impact they've had on us. After lunch, I continue my exploration of the museum, taking time to visit the museum's outdoor terrace and sculpture garden, where I enjoy sweeping views of the River Thames and the surrounding cityscape. As the day draws to a close, I reluctantly bid farewell to the Tate Modern, feeling grateful for the opportunity to experience the beauty and creativity of the art world. It's been a day filled with inspiration, discovery, and moments of pure joy, and I know that the memories of my visit will stay with me for years to come.